Hey everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts. In today's video I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I thought I would just kind of talk to you guys while I am organizing this wood veneer and just share with you my process for what I'm going to do with this. Now I have an Alex drawer unit, one of those 6-drawer units that has the really wide drawers. And I have a bunch of wood veneer in there in these little bitty containers that I got at the Dollar Tree. And they used to have these at the Dollar Tree, but I haven't seen them there in a long time. But they used to have these, and they were 10 in a pack for $1. And so I have a whole bunch of these. And it works really well for a really small chipboard. But I'm having some problems when I get things like this, like these packs of chipboard from Jen Hadfield that I got at Tuesday mornings. And some of this other stuff that I got that's pretty big. Right now I was just keeping it in the packs to just kind of keep it together, but then when I go to use it, then I have to take it out of the pack and I don't have anywhere to put it after that. So I have this bin full of all of these larger chipboard pieces. Now I did have a few of these little bins or boxes that I think I got these at Michael's. And I'm not sure if they sell these anymore, but these are pretty good, and it holds larger pieces of chipboard. So I have a couple of these in my drawer as well. And I was thinking about it, I could buy some more of these, but I wanted to try to reuse something I already have. And I used to keep my die cuts in these Recollections photo cases, and you can get like the big case with, I think it comes with 16 of these little photo cases, and sometimes when Michael's has that on sale you can get it for about $13, and so it's a really good deal. So I have a bunch of these, but I was putting my die cuts in here, and what I was finding was that it was taking up a lot more space than the die cuts. You know, it was just bulky, and I didn't really need that for my die cuts. So I've actually moved my die cuts out of these little boxes. And so I have these empty ones that I can use for other things. And I thought, well, this would be perfect for bulkier items like wood veneer. And so I'm going to be transferring this wood veneer into these photo boxes. And these are like 4x6 boxes. And I think this is going to fit really good in here. The other thing is I wanted to kind of keep things together because I like to store things by manufacturer and collection. When I have items in my craft room that kind of are in the same collection, I like to be able to go and use those when I'm using paper and other things from that collection. I want to know that I have this wood veneer as well. And so I'm going to be using a label maker and making labels. And I have a couple of tips on the label maker that I've been wanting to share. And so I'm going to also be sharing a couple of tips on using a label maker. And so I just thought I'd make this little short video. I'm hoping it's going to be maybe less than 15 minutes, and kind of share with you the process for organizing this wood veneer. So let's go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do first is share with you the label maker that I have, and also a couple of tips. So let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my label maker here. And I have the Brother P-Touch label maker, and this one it's really old, so I don't even know if they make it anymore. But it's the model PT-1900/1910. And I know there's a lot of label makers out there and different ones. So I'm not going to probably be able to show you exactly how these features would work on your label maker. But I think sharing with you a couple of things might help you. And you can see if these features are available on your label maker. And if they're not, you know, that's unfortunate, but if you're looking for a label maker, these are kind of things that you want to look for to make sure that you do get if you're in the market to get one. And one of the first things I'm going to share with you is that I get my tape from Amazon, and I will put a link in the description below. And it's a generic tape, but it works exactly the same as the one that comes from Brother, and it's a lot less expensive. And so I get that from Amazon, and I can't remember the price, but I'll put it somewhere on the screen here and share with you kind of how much it is. But I know that the Brother ones, I think it's like $10 for each one of those little tapes. Let me open this up so you can see. I'm talking about this tape that comes in this cartridge here. So this is just a generic one, and it looks and acts just like a Brother laminated tape. Okay, so what I'm going to share with you, the first thing I wanted to talk about was the auto cut feature. Because I think that Brother wants you to use as much tape as possible so they can sell you more tape. And they have this feature on there where as soon as you click the print, it's going to feed and cut your tape for you, and it's going to waste a lot of tape. So let me just go ahead and turn this on. I'm hoping that y'all can see this okay. But there is a feature on here. Now mine I have here, it's got this blue code button, and everywhere that there's blue words, there's some kind of a function there. So for instance, I like to have a frame around mine. So if I hit this blue key and then the number 6, it's going to give me the option to put the frames. And there's several different frames on this particular label maker. I like the one that's just square. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is how I like to print my labels out. And I just like the way it looks. So that's kind of what I do. And I do that for anything that's kind of small. Like if I'm going to label this, I want something that's going to be fairly small. If I'm doing a label for something larger, I will usually not put that outline on. I will just, or the frame around it, I'll just make it really large letters. So this is a number 12 size, so the font is 12. It's got an outline or a frame around it. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is, so you see how when I print this out, there's no space. There's hardly any space between each one of these labels. And so how I did that was I go here to my label maker, I press code, and then there's something here called A.cut. And what that stands for is auto cut, and you can turn it on and you can turn it off. And I like to turn that off. So I'm going to turn it off. And when you turn it off, then you get the ability to be able to hit the print key, and it's just going to print it out but not cut it. It's not going to feed and cut it and waste a lot of your tape. So I have one that I didn't do yet, which was, let me see. So I have this one right here from Jelly Bean Soup, and I haven't made the label for it yet. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in here, and I'm going to put in Jelly Bean Soup. And then you can hit the return key, and that's how I got 2 lines here. So instead of just getting 1 line on my label, I put the manufacturer's name first and then the name of the collection underneath. And so we're just going to look and see, this says Bowl of Dreams. So it's called Bowl of Dreams. Okay, and then I'm going to print. Now when I print it out, you're going to notice that it's just going to stay connected. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to feed it. It's not going to leave a huge space and waste your tape. And so hopefully you have a label maker that has a feature where you can turn that auto cut off. And so that's what I usually do. Now when I get ready to use this tape and I want to go ahead and cut this out, then what I do is there's another feature here, and it's the feed and cut. So I'll just hold down the code key and then I'll hit feed and cut. Then it will feed it out and cut it off so that I will have that. And you can see here that I wasted very little of this tape, only about this little bit right here. Now if I didn't have that auto cut turned off, every time I printed out and cut one, it would leave this much at the front and that much at the back. So it really does help to have the auto cut feature and be able to turn it off. Okay, so that's the tip I wanted to share with this label maker. And let me go ahead and move this out the way, and I will show you what I'm going to do as far as like organizing this chipboard. Chipboard. I don't know why chipboard and wood veneer, I always seem to get those 2 words mixed up. I guess it's pretty close. Chipboard is cardboard and it's kind of thick, and then wood veneers. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these little bins and just open it up. And what I'm going to do here is I'll just find the first one here. Well, I guess I can start with this one, but this one's kind of tiny. I don't know. I might just like use one of these little ones here, and I can put a label on it, and I think I'll do that later. So I'm just going to set that one to the side. So let's go ahead and look at this one. This is the Jen Hadfield, and it's The Simple Life. And this is what it looks like on the back. And if it has pictures on it, I might go ahead and keep that with it. I might just go ahead and cut that. I'll have to do that later because I didn't bring my paper trimmer in here with me. But I can put that there so I can actually have it, and you can always see through the bottom to what's in there. And I'm just going to add this in. Then I will close this up and we'll find the label here. And this one right here, which is Simple Life. And I'm just going to cut that apart with my scissors. And I'm thinking that when I do this, it's going to be stored in my Alex drawer unit. And I'm thinking maybe I might just put it on the top. Usually I would put it on the side, but I'm not going to be storing it this way because it wouldn't fit in my drawer. But I think where you put the label is going to depend on where you're storing this. I think for me, I'm just going to put it right here on the top, because then that way I'll be able to see it when I open my drawer. So I'm just going to put it right here. Okay. And so I'm just going to go through and do the rest of these. And I wanted to also mention that I keep these in an Alex drawer unit, so you can only fit, you know, these in there like this. Like I have, you can store them upside down so you can see them, but it actually fits this way as well. And so this is how I have them stored, these little boxes, so I can still see what's in there. And but these are, I think I could stack 2, but I'm not sure. It's going to depend on how many of these boxes I have. And the thing that I like about having this as well is because the back of the Alex drawer unit is kind of like dead space, because you can't open the drawer all the way. There's probably like 3 or 4 inches that you can't really see. And I think it's going to be cool because I can just slip this in there. I'll still be able to see this part of it. And now I'm thinking about that. Maybe I should put the label on that part instead, because I'm probably going to be putting it in here like this. And that way when it's in my drawer like this, I'm not going to be able to see that part of it, but I'd be able to see the end. So I'll probably put the label there. And then I have these in front, in the front part of the drawer. So I think that's going to work really well. Okay, so one thing I forgot to talk about was, if you don't have an Alex drawer unit and you're not going to be putting these wood veneer or these little, you know, photo boxes into an Alex drawer unit, there are other bins you can use, and one of them is this Target bin. It's the Y-Weave basket, and comes from Target. They have it in a lot of different colors, and this is the half size. There's a medium, and then there's this half size. And you can see here that these little photo boxes fit perfectly in this bin. And you can fit, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can fit 9 in here. I almost got 10, but it was not really fitting. It was kind of like popped up. So if that doesn't bother you, you could get 10 in here. And so that's one of the other things you can do if you don't have, if you're not storing your wood veneer in an Alex drawer unit. You can use a bin like this one from Target. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to speed it up, and then I will share with you the finished product when I'm done. So I hope y'all enjoyed this Organize With Me video, and I'm thinking about doing more like this. If it's something you want to see more of, please give me a comment below so I'll know you're interested. I do also have some organization videos that I'm working on for my dies and my embossing folders and my stamps. But because I have so many things and it's so much, it's kind of overwhelming. And yeah, I'm just really struggling with that stuff. So I'm thinking about maybe trying to break it up a little bit more and just maybe sharing with you the process that I go through rather than showing you the finished product, because it could take me a long time to finish organizing all of the dies, the stamps, and embossing folders that I have. And a lot of what I do is actually really similar to what other people do. I watched YouTube videos back about 4 or 5 years ago, and I think one of the ladies that I got a lot of ideas from was Bible Scraps. That's one channel, and then another one was Jennifer McGuire. And so I watched a lot of YouTube videos to try to determine, you know, how I wanted to do my die storage. And so I don't know if what I'm going to be sharing is going to be anything new to anyone, but I thought it would be good to just kind of share with you what my process is. and my thoughts and kind of some of the things that I've learned along the way as I've been organizing. And so yeah, that's all I had for today. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like. If you would like to see more videos, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.